Now we'll implement the update method. The update method is like modifying the existing record which is coming from the URL. So once data is created, after some time, let's say the system want to modify the record which is coming from the front-end system. So just like the create method, in update also we'll get a record from the front end and we have to modify by using either the update set or by using the modify syntax. But for updating, the record should be there. Then only we can modify the existing record. Otherwise, if it is completely new record, then we have to go for the create method. So let's implement the update method in the service runtime artifacts, DPC extension class, double click. So if you want to see till now what are all the methods we have implemented, just click on filter button. So we can see here we have implemented 3 methods. And now we are going to implement the 4th method, that is the update method. For that, go to change mode, select the entity, click on redefine. Remove all details from here. So here also we have to first do the same thing, that we need to read the record from the URL so that we can read using the same method of this interface, that is the read entry data. So here also first we'll write, that is the read incoming data, do the data declaration, and here again work area underscore entity is like er underscore entity, take again gs underscore ovbak of type zovbak. Now read the incoming record, follow the same steps which we have done last. Click on pattern, ABAP object pattern, IO underscore data provider, entry provider, and the method that is read underscore entry data. Open the try and catch block to handle any kind of exceptional, and here we read underscore entity. Okay. So here in real time, whatever validations you want to perform, we can do, whether that record exists or does not exist. Okay, that's all we have to do. But finally, our main job is update entity is to modify the record. So generally, what we do, like we use like update set vbak, and we use the set and we add the fields which we want to modify, update in the runtime. Or second option, we simply go with the modify statement. Okay, so here what I'm doing, I'm simply adding move corresponding my work area underscore entity to gs underscore ovbak, and here let's say I'm adding the remark as gs underscore ovb. Okay, let's modify set ovbak from this work area, that is gs underscore ovbak, and after that I'm adding here gs underscore ovbak, that is the remark equal to record modify successfully, and I'm passing back to the front-end system, that is move corresponding gs underscore. This is my Z table, not work area, and I'm sending back data to the URL system ovbak to the er underscore entity. I will explain all code one more time. First, let me check the syntax. If any error, no errors are there. So just activate the method first. Go to the change mode. Now one more time I will explain the code. So here we are trying to implement the update entity method. So again, just like create, we can get only single record. If you see here, this is TS, that is the work area structure. So first we are reading the incoming record in the work area underscore entity. And then I have declared one more work area as per my database table. I modify my database table based on the new record and adding the remark as record modified successfully. Put a breakpoint here, external breakpoint. Go back, click on maintain, go to the HCP gateway client, select the entity sets. Here also we can do in the similar way. First fetch the single record. So this time what I will do, I will fetch this record only, the last one which we have created. So how to pass the key field, bracket, comma, add the value, close the bracket. First call the get method, execute, add request. Okay, here I forgot to add a comma, execute. So system is reading the existing record. Status code is 400 and we can see the existing record is there. Now to update, again you have to follow the same steps. Use as request. Okay. Now this time for update, select the put, but this time we need to keep this key field as it is. Okay, so let's modify some data. Here this 50, so I will change to 55 and remark okay, now change to remark, let's say OR is as it is. Okay, I'm changing only one value here. We cannot change the primary key, keep in mind, because this is the existing record. So we have to modify only the non-primary key. Okay, I can pass date also, I will change date also. Here it is 50 I change to 55 and this date is 35/2019. So I will modify the date also. Instead of 35, I will make as, let's say, 25. Okay, so better just go with today's date. So I'm modifying the date also of the existing record because date is not my primary key, so I can still modify the record. Fine. So what we have done, first we have called the get method by passing the key field. The same record we have used as a request. We have changed the content which we want to modify. We have selected the radio button as put. While put, we also need to pass the key field which is mandatory. In create, we have to remove this. Okay, keep this in mind. Execute. So successfully our breakpoint is triggered in the update underscore entity method. Great. Let's press F6, read the record. So you can see, okay, I passed 550 actually. So important is date because I changed the date to 2709. F5, press F6, modify the record, add the remark, effect. See, it's just 204, no content, but it's green color. Okay, so just refresh this. See here, the quantity changed to 55 and here the date is 27/09/2019. Inside we have seen the value is 550. That is the internal format, but when this is updated, we can see the 55. And as I change the date, so we can see the same record with the new date. It's the record of 28. So this is how we have to implement the update entity methods. So we have done with the create, update, get and get entry method. The last one which is remaining in this CRUD operations is the delete. The delete one we'll see in the next section.